Hi friends, it is March 17th and spring is almost here. Can you hear the birds? Everything around us is starting to sprout. About a week ago, I planted some Napa cabbage underneath that row cover to see how they would grow underneath the row covers, but also outdoors. Those had been grown in my greenhouse that is unheated. So today I'm going to show you how they're doing, and then after that I'm going to expand that row all the way here and plant everything that's in the greenhouse in this row right here. These guys have been growing quite a bit after they have been planted here. I had to put down this little pellets. These are Sluggo pellets because the slugs were eating the leaves as soon as I put them down. So after seeing the results on how these Napa cabbages are doing, I am encouraged that by just having that row cover here, I can grow even more vegetables right now. So I have some spinach, some radishes in my greenhouse, so I'm gonna put those in this row today. But before I can do that, I need to expand the little row cover so it goes all the way to the end. The seedlings in the greenhouse are just jumping, trying to get out of their little pots. So let's transplant them today from here into that little row cover bed outside, and hopefully they start growing very soon. The radishes, the leaves are starting to turn yellow because there's no more nutrients for them in this little cells. So I need to move them outdoors to make sure that they get what they need. If you can see here, I have 2 or 3 radishes per cell, and that is totally fine. So I could go 2 ways here. I could just cut them and just grow one, or I can grow them as a plug. And what happens is they grow a little bit smaller than they usually would if you only grow one. But I'm totally fine with that. I'm not growing these to sell at a market. I'm growing these to eat them myself. So it doesn't really matter. The size doesn't really matter. And check out this little spinach. So this is ready to be planted outdoors, and hopefully they'll start putting some growth on. This lettuce right here, I also need to plant it outdoors. This is romaine Jericho lettuce, and I'm interested to try these. Now these guys right here, these have a lot of seedlings in them, so there's like 4 or 5 to them. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and cut probably 2 at a time. After thinning, make sure that you don't throw these out. These are delicious in salads. They can just be eaten like a little microgreen. If you want to know how I know that it is time to plant under that row cover, it's because I noticed some of the tomato seeds are sprouting under there. Just a little extra bit of row cover is able to create enough heat to make the tomatoes think that it is time to sprout. Let me show you the little seedlings that are growing in there on their own. That's because I grew tomatoes there last year and they fell, and those are volunteer tomatoes. The other day I came in here to check on the Napa cabbage, and I noticed this little guy's right here. Right there, and those are tomato seedlings, and that is just crazy. We have been getting frost the last few nights, and these have been growing underneath the row cover, and they have not been affected by the frost. So that tells me that it is time to plant my cool weather crops in this bed. I'm going to be placing the spinach in here, and then I'm going to be placing probably 2 of these per little compartment, I'm gonna call those. So these are supposed to be, these are Brussels sprouts, so I'm gonna be doing the Brussels sprouts right there. These guys are also cabbages from last year, and I'm gonna start eating the leaves because they're never gonna form a head. So I just gotta eat the leaves. These little radishes, I'm just gonna interplant in everything here because they will grow before any of this matures, and then I can harvest them out and then let the other plants mature on those spaces. Maybe I should have used a string because my line is a little curvy like this. Now that I'm looking at it from this way, it is very curvy, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not growing these for aesthetics, I'm growing them for food, so it doesn't really matter. So it's very easy, and now I'm just gonna put my row cover on this. It's supposed to rain today, so I'm not gonna water them in just yet because this raised bed right here is pretty moist already, and with the little bit of rain that we're gonna get today, that should be enough for them. So hopefully I can bring you back in like a week and we can see the difference in growth from here and see how they're growing now. I will keep this row cover on until we have a day that's in the 80s. And so far in the extended forecast, there's no days in the 80s. So this will probably stay on for the next 2 weeks if it doesn't get above 80. If it does get above 80, you need to vent this off because it can get up to 100 degrees in there with just that little row cover. Row covers are a great way to extend your growing season even if you don't have a greenhouse, because you can just put it over the raised beds that you got and they are very inexpensive to put up. This row cover is about 25 feet long and I think it's 8 feet wide, and I think it was only like $25. I'm gonna put the link in my description down below if you want to buy it. I got it on Amazon. And the little hoops, you can make them out of different things. This is PVC flexible pipe that you can buy at Home Depot. Make sure that you buy the one that is UV protected so that they last a little longer. And that is all I have for you today, my friends. It is a cloudy day here today. It's supposed to rain later today, but it's supposed to be sunny this weekend. So hopefully we'll get a little gardening done this weekend, and hopefully I can put out a video this weekend on what I'm working on this weekend. My front lawn, I have been doing a lot of earthworks out there. I am removing a lot of the perennial flower bushes that I had up front, and I'm gonna switch those with annuals at the very front because I want to have more dynamic planting out there. I can change it up every year if I want to. So I'm probably going to make a video about the front next week. Make sure you're tuned in and you can come back and watch those videos. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.